Hello everyone, it's October 1st today. It's spooky season, it's Halloween month. And when I was a kid, I couldn't celebrate Halloween. I wasn't allowed to because my parents started going to church when I was 2 and they got caught up in this culture that said you can't let your kids watch certain movies or read certain books or listen to certain music or celebrate certain holidays like Halloween, because to be a Christian means to be against worldly things. My parents later eased up a bit as they started to develop a faith of their own, but I know a lot of people who watch my channel grew up just like this. But we're adults now, and we could celebrate Halloween a bit. So this month on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/whoisdamon, make sure you follow me and subscribe and all that fun stuff. I thought it would be a fun idea to live stream every evening in October and watch a Christian horror movie. Now let me clarify here. I do not mean secular movies with Christian themes like The Exorcist or something. I mean Christian movies made by Christians for Christian purposes that are also scary. Some of you may have thought that there's only Christian drama movies. That's what I thought. But I realized, no, there is a whole world of Christian horror movies. I got a whole list that we are going to go through. Some of them are like Christians getting chased around by demons that they have to overcome.
It's him.
And some of them are Christian propaganda, where a preacher is warning and showing dramatized dangers of hell.
Satan is a real person, and the demons of hell are real entities.
And some of them are just a lot more aggressive versions of end times movies than you may be used to.
The motion picture you are about to experience is fiction. The prophecy is not.
Except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God.
For a lot of these movies, we'll just be cringing at them and poking fun at them, and I'm gonna bring on some of my special guest streamer friends to watch some of them along with me. And it'll be fun, but it'll also give me the opportunity to talk about something that I think is very important. And it goes back to those of us who grew up in these environments where we were only allowed to interact with Christian media and art. And I want to say, if this was your experience growing up, then as a child, you were enlisted in a culture war against your consent. And that is a topic that needs to be addressed, because we need to work through what that means in order to heal from it. Now, let me briefly talk about how I think this Christian culture war started. So, with the rise of modernism and a directly expressed liberalism and the progressive era in the early 1900s came new ways of approaching the Bible with a post-Enlightenment lens, which sought to demystify and demythologize the Bible by approaching it from a more historical perspective. It looked like looking at what we know in our historical, geographical, and scientific knowledge and picking apart the parts of the Bible that conflict with historical, geographical, and scientific knowledge. Some of this was being done by anti-Christian scholars in an anti-Christian manner, but some of it was also being done by Christian theologians who sought to integrate the insights of modern scholarship so that they can understand these parts of the Bible at a deeper level. Theologians like Rudolf Bultmann, who was a prominent one. And this also led to people looking at their Christian faith differently, as more praxis-centered than belief-centered. People like Walter Rauschenbusch, who was the primary proponent for the social gospel, which was about how the gospel leads us to commit to social justice. Now, modernism and its effects on Christianity here appeared very dangerous to the traditional Christian folks, because it appeared as if it would lead to a great loss of power that the church had. So the Catholics had it easy for how they responded to modernism, because they were able to declare modernism as an official heresy in the Catholic Church. So, boom. Modernism, heresy. If you're a confirmed and committed Catholic, you're to have nothing to do with that. Done. Protestants, however, didn't have that kind of unifying authority to declare modernism as a heresy. So the only way they could combat modernism was to build a reactionary group and fight it through culture war. If you've ever wondered where we got the word fundamentalist, it's from a set of 90 pamphlets published between 1910 and 1915 called The Fundamentals, a testimony to the truth. The purpose was to unite Protestant Christians with some unifying fundamental beliefs, and to unify them against an attack against higher criticism, liberal theology, Roman Catholicism, socialism, modernism, atheism, Christian Science, Mormonism, Jehovah's Witnesses, spiritualism, and evolutionism, of course. And it was all funded by the California businessman Lyman Stewart, who founded Union Oil. And these were all mailed off to ministers and missionaries, professors of theology, YMCA secretaries, Sunday school superintendents, and other Protestant religious workers in the US and also other English-speaking countries. This is the beginning of fundamentalism, and this is the beginning of this culture war that would lead to Christians saying, we have our Christian knowledge over here, and then all that stuff being taught in secular education and being shown in secular media is worldly knowledge. And Christian knowledge and worldly knowledge are at war with the ultimate goal of Christian domination over secular media and secular education. And as generations passed, people were just born into this culture war. Born on the Christian side and required to fight the other side. So I believe this is what eventually led to us having Christian music and Christian movies and Christian fiction and Christian video games and Christian skateboard shops and Christian everything. The purpose of all that Christian media and art isn't to have some media and art that represent Christian themes alongside secular media and art, but the purpose is for Christian media and art to dominate over secular media and art until secular media and art is no more. The purpose of PureFlix is to replace Netflix. That's why we've had plenty of pastors convince their congregants to only listen to Christian music or perhaps only watch Christian movies. And before the internet, it was a lot easier to keep people trapped in that task. And so, if you grew up in a Christian household like this, then you were enlisted in a culture war against your consent. And I know a lot of people who watch my channel who grew up and then started to interact with the things and people that they were told were worldly and secular and they need to stay away from. And they realized, oh, there's nothing to be afraid of over here. And, oh, there's actually a lot of really great art over here. And, oh, the education on this side actually makes a lot more sense. And then we have to go through the long and difficult process of healing from those old mindsets that saw being Christian as being against the world. And that's really a lot to heal from. So I want to spend October talking about that on my live stream over at Twitch while watching some scary Christian movies, and hopefully during this Halloween season we can learn together that there is nothing to be afraid of on the other side of the Christian culture war. And if you're a Christian, then we can be reminded that the God we're talking about is a God that loves the world and isn't at war against the world. And to be not of this world also doesn't mean being against the world. Being not of this world means not being swayed by the forces and influences of this world without honest challenging and questioning and exploration for the truth, wherever truth is to be found. So that's what I want to explore this month over at Twitch, and learn that there's nothing to be afraid of. So make sure you go follow me at twitch.tv/whoisdamon. We're going to have a whole lot of fun this month. Also, if you'd like to support me at patreon.com/Damon Garcia. All my patrons already over there. I love you. You know who you are. I want to keep this video as short as possible. So you know who you are. Thank you so much. And you can also support me by subscribing on Twitch as well. So thank you for watching this. I'll see you over there starting tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. See you later. Bye-bye.